defeated long enough and mistreated long enough. Queen, it's time to stand up. Queen, it's time to get up. Queen, it's time to rise. Queen, rise up.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Queens. Rise up. You know how we do. This is Queen Rise Up Women Empowerment. What we do around here, we empower who? You, that woman, to do what? To know her worth and her value. Queen, when you get up this morning, listen, make sure you making the devil mad this morning. Can I just say that? I want to welcome you, those who joined me this morning, right here on Queen Rise Up. What we do around here, we just empower that woman to know their worth and their value so you can get to the plan, the purpose, and the assignment that has already been appointed to you by God. Maybe you up this morning, like, I need to discover or rediscovering what it is that you were designed and called and purposed to do. Maybe some of you this morning is getting up and just sharpening up some of your skills. Can I just say that? So when you meet me here in the morning, let's go ahead and get turned up. Can I just say that? Good morning. Listen to me. And remember, we're rising up not from just the outside in, but also from the inside out. The getting into your rightful spiritual postures and positions in what God says concerning you. And that's real talk this morning. So listen, we meet here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here. It's what we do. And welcome to the room. Listen, make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. But this morning we get up and we get into our spiritual postures and we begin to declare and decree what God says concerning you. It's giving yourself godly affirmations. And who speaks? You speak. Who do you speak to? Speak to you. Speak to you. Speak to the circumstances. Listen to me, real talk this morning. Because life and death is in the power of your tongue. So get up and open up your mouth and declare, I am. This is what we do every morning. Get up and make affirmations. And this I am, these what you declare is from the inside out, not from the outside in. Can I just say that? So don't get bamboozled on what you see. Good morning, sister. Bamboozled on what you see on the outer ram. What's getting ready to happen. Good morning, Jackie. Come on, Queens. We're rising up from the inside out, not the outside in. So you're not going to look out you're not looking at your outside factors when you declare what God says, because God's word trumps everything that's happening before you. So get in here and start declaring. Come on, listen to me. Real talk this morning. Get up and seek out his purpose, Queen. Get out and declare, I am. Come on, I am who God says I am. I can do what God says I can do. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am more than a conqueror. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I am that of a royal priesthood. Come on, I am the head and not the tail. Let me say that again. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I don't care who, where, when, why, or what. Declare over your life. Listen, I am fit. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. What God says concerning you. Listen, Queen, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You're not just made. Whoa! You're not just created, but you are fearfully. Come on, and wonderfully. Whoa, listen, don't start, no, won't be none. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Now, does everybody feel that way about you? Absolutely not, but you better feel that way about you. Can I say it? Oh, may help somebody today. Yes, I declare I am fearfully and wonderfully made. When you understand that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, you're the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. There are some things that you're going to cancel out. You're going to cancel out of your life, whether it's people, places, or things, conversations. You'll start canceling them out. That means you don't have to receive those things. I am who God says I am, and I can do what God says I can do. Do you believe that this morning? Do you believe that you're the head and not the tail? How can you become something you don't even believe? Do you think like it, talk like it, and walk like you're the head and not the tail? Do you act like, do you think like, do you talk like you're that of a royal priesthood? Because there's one thing to keep saying it. But are you walking that thing out in your life? Or do you get up this morning talking about, well, and if that's what you're speaking, that's what you're giving life to. What are you saying this morning? I am that of a royal priesthood. Woo! Something changed. Your posture in the spiritual realm should stand up. I am a representation, woo, come on, of Christ. Y'all better, but that's up to you this morning, Queen. But this morning I chose, listen, so I had my own little, what I thought I wanted to say this morning. But as I kept going, I heard God say, you got to pick a side. I was like, oh. But I tell you this, I heard him. You have to pick a side. Uh-oh. Listen. What side are you on? What fence? Listen. Help me this morning. Listen. What's this? Palm Sunday? Well, we just did Palm Sunday yesterday. What side are you on? Hosanna? Ah! Whose side are you? Better choose a side. He says, listen, have you ever seen a person? You better pick a side. You got to pick a side. But have you ever seen a person between two opinions? Or a person who's living a double life? I'm going to help you. You got to pick a side. One of them going to outweigh the other one anyway. Can I say it? Yeah, real talk. One of your sides. Some like, oh, I'm here and I'm there. One of them sides going to outweigh another, Queen. Real talk. Once you pick a side, live in the side you pick. But don't straddle. Don't straddle. I'm going to help somebody today. Listen, you got to choose a side. Whose side you on? What side you want? Because you can't. I'm gonna tell you one thing about this thing. You can't have your ice cream in your cake and eat it too. You got to choose a side. You're talking about establishing yourself in what God says. You're talking about your feet being your pathway is lit. Come on, listen, God likes your pathways. You better choose a side. Real talk. Wait a minute. The scripture that I love is when Joshua told, they was getting ready to cross over to the other side, crossed over to the Jordan. And this is where you get ready to cross over. You get ready to you get ready to evolve to the next. You get ready to walk out and into. Listen, but Joshua told them, you better choose, you better choose this day. Uh-oh. Wait a minute. This day, this was coming in my spirit. This day. Whoa! You choose this day who you're going to serve. Listen. Lock and loaded. Y'all bear with me this morning. I just heard it. I'm telling you, this is fresh off the press. Because we get to, good morning, Gazelle. Good morning, Queen. He says, choose this day who you gonna serve. You can't be hot between two opinions. You cannot serve two masters. Don't start now with me this morning. Let me get there. I want to lock and load in your spirits this morning because you're trying to establish, get breakthroughs, get to the other side. But somewhere along the way, there's your straddling. You can't straddle. You're going to be hard between two opinions. You can't be straddled between on both sides of the fence. One going to give in and one, listen to me, and that's just real talk. You only can do it for so long. I'm trying to get to my boy Joshua, who I love as well. When he told them, good morning, Tamala. Good morning, Queen. And I'm going to tell you something. If you just look where you are right now, when you get into those hard places and tough spots, what decisions do you make? Whose side are you on when the going gets tough? Whoa! Are you only on God's side when it's good? But what about when the going gets tough? Listen to me. I'm talking real talk today. Listen, because you can't be hot between two opinions. You got to pick a side. Listen, you can't be talking about I'm over here hot. Look. Let me have a say this. I need security. I'm trying to get there. Wait a minute. You get to a higher place in life. Versus, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help somebody this morning. You get to that difficult part of your journey. You get to that emotional state. Do you pick up your own vices? Or do you run into the ark of safety? You better pick a side. You got to choose a side. When when people are agitating and aggravating you, woo! He said, be angry and sin not. You better choose a side. You got to pick a side, Queen. What side are you on? Who team are you on? Who you rolling with this morning? Uh-oh, wait a minute. Listen, Joshua said, listen, choose ye this day, not yesterday. Joshua 24, choose ye this day who you're going to serve. Listen, who's your top pick? What choice did you make? And are you willing even to make that choice? Some of us don't want to give up some things. He says, choose ye this day who you will serve. But as for me and mine, we will serve the Lord. What? You got to choose a side. Even in the decision you need to make today. That thing that you need to, come on, this is real talk. Now it's personal. Get intimate this morning. What side are you going to choose? And let me tell you about a person who doesn't choose the kingdom principles. They are the most hardest and the difficult people to rock with. Can I just say that? They will make your life a living chaos. And I mean, look, good morning, Nicole. If they don't choose a side, they don't listen to me. If they don't choose, now when you was out there doing what you do, you was on the side. And that side that you were on, y'all did what those things were on that side. Y'all wasn't no complaints. Good morning, listen, wasn't no complaints. When you was doing that thing, that thing, when you were doing that thing, it didn't disagree with you. It rocked with you. You rocked with it and went on about your business. But when you start choosing, who you gonna serve, and you and your house gonna serve the Lord, you're gonna see things start get all topsy-turvy, tipsy, topsy-turvy, you know what I'm saying? Turbulence. And that's real talk. Just take a look. When you choose that you want to go the righteous way, and those that you rolling with don't want to go the way in which you're trying to take. Look. He says, how can two walk together unless they agree? You better pick a side. Real talk. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me have a sip. It'll make sense in a minute. It's going to make sense in a minute. Just look at the decision you want to make, and you know that your decision is a righteous decision. And maybe who you rolling with. I'm just using this. Can I just drop this morning? Want to make a decision that's outside of the serving of the Lord. They are the most difficult, because what happens is somebody's still straddling the fence. Let me have a sip this morning. Oh. Still straddling the fence and not ready to give up what they need to give up. Sometimes you gotta let them people go, let them do what they're gonna do, because they have chosen their side. You choose. Whoa, listen. Don't look to the left nor to the right. Let me say that again. Ooh. Do I make this feel kind of personal? But when you're making decisions, good morning, Marsha, in your home, and you know that the decision you are making reflects that of a righteous decision according to the kingdom principles, and then you rolling with people who making decisions that's like contrary, whoo, they will tear your house upside down if you allow them. Let me have a sip this morning. When they go out into the real world, instead of making decisions even in the kingdom, he said, you in this bad boy, but you are not of it. Some are still operating as though they are of the world. He says, you're in it, but you are not of it. And those that are still of it, look at the chaos. Whoa! I'm going to help you this morning. Look at the chaos that they bring into your life. Did you hear me? You cannot allow it. I told everything in here upside down. Flip it upside down. Shake the table, turn it upside down. Because me and my house. Listen, this is real talk this morning, Queens. Just pay attention. Look at the things that may be happening in your home. And I know we all got things that happen, that we got, we got disappointments and things are happening in life. But look who's making, you better watch, look at the choices. Let me have set this one off. I need security this morning. Listen. Who's in? Who's out? Somebody made some decisions. Hey! Somebody made some decisions that wasn't kingdom savvy. Can I just say that? Let me have a sip this morning. Uh-oh. Just watch your tones in your home. Because God says, how can two walk together unless they agree? And God's word is not shady. It is not shady. Good morning, Nicole. Good morning. Good morning. It is not shady. God's word is not two-faced. God's word is not double-minded. He said a double-minded man is unstable in what ways? Not some of their ways, but all their ways. The choices my ex is still making, it's not of God. Queen, stand in his principles. Good morning, Lakeisha. Stand in God's principles. Don't you move. Don't you budge. Don't you flinch. Don't you fret. Wow, listen, real talk this morning. Listen, he says, choose ye this day who you're going to serve. Me and my house is going to serve the Lord. Good morning, evangelist. Happy Palm Sunday, Queen. Listen, real talk. Oh, somebody said Hosanna. Hey! Just pay attention to your own private personal life. Baby, we called on security this morning for Nicole Dalton. Lord, in the name of Jesus, send your angelical reinforcement. Send your backup. Well, it's only him. Today, who shall you serve? Choose this day. Choose this day because he's your backup. Man, God shall come up. Whoa! He's your hedge of protection. Come on. Oh, man, he's the wheel in the middle of the wheel. Don't start none this morning. Listen. He is. Choose your side. And sometimes I know we can all make some worldly decisions, real talk. But make sure you recognize your decisions so you can go back and get them right. Hold it. I was getting ready to go into the deep. Listen, I'm going to go off into the deep end. Check yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Real talk. Queens, choose this day. Even making that hardest decision that you need to make. Make it. Listen. Me and my house. This is Joshua. Whoa! Matter of fact, let me back up a little bit. Let me help you. Let me do this. Let me go to 24:15. He says, wait a minute. Can I just do this? He says, but if serving the Lord is undesirable to you, if it's undesirable to you, then choose for yourself this day whom you will serve. He says, whether it be the gods and the ancestors served beyond Euphrates, the gods of the Amorites, and whose land are you living? But for me and mine, I will serve to the Lord. Nicole, stick on God's side. God never lost a battle. He never lost. Never. The fight is already fixed. He says, but I love it because it gives you a choice. So don't, if you find it unpleasing, undesirable, I love God. If you find it undesirable, then you choose. I ain't going to fight you. I'm going to let you go. If you find it undesirable for keeping that thing properly in alignment, whether it's financial, your marriage, if you find it undesirable, whoa, listen. Oh, let me help. This morning, I need security. This morning, I'm going to help somebody to do what God says in that thing, in your marriage, financially, physically, emotionally. If you find it undesirable, then you choose. And nobody got look. Nobody got no gun up to your head. If you find it undesirable to serve God in that area, it's on you. I don't care how hard it is, and Queens, how difficult, because you're rising up from the inside out, not from the outside in. It may get hard. You might be ready to snap back, clap back. Oh, listen. And that's real talk. But choose which way. Don't be caught between two opinions. Now, whose side are you on? Who are you allowing to establish you? What decisions are you making that releases the kingdom promises on your life? One thing I found out about this journey, whatever you sow, that should you also reap. Woo! Whatever you sow. What you say, Nicole? I had to catch myself and allow the law to take control. And sometimes it's difficult. Because you know that old Jack Rabbit, that Jekyll and Hyde. Sometimes it come out of hiding. Yes, that Jekyll and Hyde spirit comes up. Look. Don't make me knuckle up, look. But in the spiritual realm. Queen, this is real talk. Listen. Are you afraid to make that decision? And I love it because it gives you a choice. If it is unacceptable, if it doesn't please you, woo! They said the old Nikki, no Nikki, not Nikki, don't let Nikki, look. She said, but the old Nikki was ready to pop off. You know what? Let me have a sip this morning. Look. Was ready to pop off. And God said, nope. Matter of fact, we don't even have to respond to some things. God handled it. Real talk. Do it. I remember back in the day when I had to go to court. That man was like, and I heard God say, I'm going to be with you like I was with David. And I left it just like that. And they was like, do you need this and do you need that or somebody to stand in the gap for you? I was like, absolutely not. I do not. Because I couldn't tell the judge or the lawyer that God said he's going to be with me like he was with David. You know, when he was taking down Goliath. But God spoke that into my spirit, man. No. I don't need nothing. I don't need anything. Nope. Real talk. Not the pop off. Lakeisha, don't stop now. No, not the pop off. Hey! Listen. And it's so easy to want to pop off. It's easy. Yes, God says show up in the court and he'll handle the rest. Queen, real talk. Real talk. Just make sure you pick your side. You said fear God, people hiding from God because they feel God's already sensitive them to hell since that preacher teaches. Listen, they got to choose. Listen, this morning, make it personal. You, as the individual, choose a side. Are you straddling between two opinions? When it's hot in the kitchen, what do your mouth sound like? When things are happening, what is your rebuttal and your response and your reaction like? Listen, real talk. Do you have control over over your mouth? Your thought life? Listen. Good morning, Holly. Good morning, Queen. Real talk. Choose a side. When you get into that place, or you talking to that individual on the phone, you better choose a side. You got to pick a side. Good to see you, Holly Renee. Real talk. In your personal life right now, Queen, choose a side. Just pick. Because you can't serve two masters. Joshua says, me and my house will serve the Lord. Woo! Me and my house. And if you find it undesirable, disagreeable, you make your choice. Real talk. Make your decision. What decision you need to make personally, collectively with your family. Good morning, Queen. We talking about pick a side. You better pick a side. You cannot be, earlier we said you cannot serve two masters. You cannot be between two opinions. God is not the author of confusion. God is not shades of gray, baby. I'm going to help you right now. Listen, real talk. There are some decisions that you need to make that might go against the grain. Whoa! Or where you been for way too long. Been living according to your ancestors in the Euphrates. I'm going to help you this morning. You cannot, if you're rising up from the inside out, you're going to have to make a decision. And I'm going to tell you, let me do this because I'm going to help somebody, because some of you are afraid to make decisions. Even in Genesis 2:24, he says, therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother to take hold to his wife to become one flesh. You're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to get up and go. Pick a side. He says, when you got to make decisions. Whoa. Some of you got to make some hard decisions. You've been there long enough. You got to choose a side. Whose side are you on? Who you going to serve? Are you going to be in this bad boy or of it? Personally. Make it personal. Get intimate this morning. Do a lineup. Put them all up against the wall. Hey, listen. All of them. Pop, 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 pop. Come on, it is necessary. And when you're a person who decides that I'm walking in the kingdom principles of God, people are going to fall away. You're going to sometimes lose those who are closest to you. Oh, my. Real talk. Even your marriage relationships will start getting kind of wavery. Because how can two walk together unless they agree? I need security up in here. Intentional living. Some of you right now have set some boundaries in your home and your life. I'm talking real talk, queens, man. No. Real talk. When you start making real kingdom decisions, you're going to find out who's in and who's out. Who playing, who's tipping. Hey! Listen. You just keep. And then you get to the place where you decide, I am not compromising. Uh-oh. I am not compromising. Keep watching. Somebody is making decisions that does not equal kingdom principles. Intentional living for God and made boundaries and found out a lot. You know what? Wait a minute. Wait. Nicole, wait. Now I ain't talking to Nikki. I'm talking to Nicole Sunshine Dalton. It says intentional living for God and made boundaries and found out a lot out there. And let me tell you something, Queen, real talk. When you start setting those boundaries and you start putting up, man, you're going to find out who's on whose side, who's not. Who's still tipping? Who's not? Who's still cussing? Who's not? I'm just saying. Yeah. Whoa! Intentional living. Look, God, be intentional. Do it on purpose. Queens, he's mad at anything that's going to bring God glory. Can I tell you? Anything that's going to bring God glory. Some of us right now sitting in these seats in our places, walking through our homes, was because we decided. We're setting some boundaries. Enough was enough. It needs to be handled. And God needs to do it this way. But not everybody's in the same like mind. Some of us some got their eyes open to financial gain only. To getting what they, whoa, listen. Because what happens is when you don't choose sides, you can kind of do. You can do what the world do. Choose a side. Unfortunately, that means children. Shantae, let me have it. Don't side now, Shantae. Listen. Unfortunately, that means children too. And that's real talk, queens. Listen, me and my house gonna serve the Lord. All you got, man, listen, I was telling my daughter she has to decide to choose. Listen, she's 18 and had to leave her to God. Listen, and I choose God. Let him go. Queen, listen, real talk. I had to let her go. Mine 20, Queen. Hands off. But I will say this. She's still in church. Listen, but I had to let her go. Good morning, Karen. You can't serve two masters. And if somebody, man, real talk. And the only thing our job is to train them up as the way that they should go so that when they get older, good morning, Karen, they do not depart. You do your part. Do what's required. They'll take that training. And it's on them. They got to choose. Nobody can make nobody's choices for them. And that's real talk. Man, woman, boy, girl. Husband, wife, friend, co-worker. Good morning, queens and kings. I'm starting on. Amen. Listen, you got to decide. And sometimes deciding is hard, painful, but you decide. I remember when I started setting up boundaries. No. Man, it would seem like it was like the silverback rose up. Woo! No, not allowed, unpermitted, cannot come. Cannot go. Unlawful. The principles, the morals, man. All kinds of demons start coming up out the woodworks. Hold it. Because I chose a kingdom side. They came out the woodworks. So that means y'all been hiding. Y'all boys been hiding back there or been playing on the other side. of the fence. Sometimes painful, but worth it. Real talk, queens. Real talk. And some decisions that you have to make, either going to push them closer or they're going to choose a side. Never said. Whoa. Listen. And what I love about it is that God knows where everyone is. Where everyone is, where everyone's heart is. He'll meet them even. So let me just do this, because even though my peace is non-negotiable, don't start none, holler, Renee. Non-negotiable, real talk. Listen, it is non-negotiable. Don't start none. He does. He says, train them up in the way that, and they won't depart. That is it. But just as much as we choose a side, make decisions for our home that would help, so that kingdom principles are released. And not everybody wants to fall under that radar. Everybody's not ready to make those decisions. And when that is the case, that's not on you. It's not on you. And you can't choose for them. But our job is just that, train them up in the way that they should go. So when they get older, they will not depart. And that thing at that moment, that's between them and God. Real talk. Queen, holiday 2022, can I tell you, I'll be very honest, I ain't going to lie to you. I started cleaning the house. And cleaning the house first started with me. Anything in my house, whoa! Anything in my house, let's deal with it. Come on. Sit yourself down at the table and do a little search on you. Ask yourself, what side have I chosen? Am I straddled? We're going to bring it in-house before we take it out-house. Wait a minute. Bring it in. Bring it in. Because as it applies to the house, it also applies. Woo! What generational curses? Help somebody. You better choose a side. Come on. No, it doesn't feel good. Even when we have to choose a side and making decisions, real talk. I'm telling you, look. Going through the place of deliverance. Deliverance is like choosing a side, can I tell you? On your personal life. You got to choose a side, queen. You're going to be caught between two opinions. One day you're up, one day you're down. Operate like you in a bipolar state of mind. I'm going to help somebody today. One day you're sweet as a honey bird. Then tomorrow you're ruthless as a junkyard dog. You better listen, real talk. How can you waver? We bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home. Bring it home. Because if you don't bring it home, sometimes you can be part of the chaos. Oh, come on. The chaos. Let me have a sip this morning. Oh. Let me bring it home. Bring it in. Bring it on home. Because while we're going through the home and seeing what is and what isn't, are you a part of the problem? Are you getting up every morning? Yakada. Are you part of? Oops. Somebody said, let me examine myself first. Is there something that you can do differently, could have done differently, that would lead to a better outcome? There is moments. Daily. Real talk. Could I have done things a little bit differently? And have a sip. It's quiet. Oh, yeah. Hold it out. Queen, real talk. That's what we do. Oops. Come on. A wholesome tone. Whoops. Because life and death is in it. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. Because our words have power. Holly, don't start now. Oops. Maybe I could have said that just a little differently. You got to be the peacemaker and the problem solver. How many years were you getting up? Woo! Aggravated, frustrated. Dealing with things illegally. I'm sure I'm guilty. Handling everything illegally. Saying things on things that help create more of a monster than peace. Oh, Lord, put a watch over my mouth and guard my tongue. You better say it this morning. Because sometimes it's not what you say. It is how you say it. And maybe it was the last straw that broke the camel's back. Because a lot of times we're always looking on the outside. But Queen, let's deal with the house. Was you doing like Mama and them used to do? When God said no, oops. Oh! When that thing happened, who rose up? Did the peacemaker rise up? Did the burden bearer show up? Did the yoke breaker show up? Oh. Or did you physically knuckle up? This is so in your new beginning and your fresh start, you will know how to handle your business, Queen. Let me have a sip this morning. Because you can't go back to yesterday. It is over. Woo! And tomorrow hasn't even come. Life and death is in the power of your tongue. Oh. No, you can't take back what was, and nothing you can do. But going forward, how to handle what you need to handle properly, effectively. Uh-oh, Psalms 51. Don't start now. Somebody say, me in my house. Whoa! Listen. Queens. Oh, it's quiet. It's quiet around here. Because we sometimes have a habit of looking at everybody else. And the thing is, when that situation presented itself, whose side did you choose? Now Green, wait a minute. Now something's got to go. Don't start now, but something's got to go. Don't start now this morning. Listen, something's got to go. She says, Psalms 51, when God says, have mercy on me. Listen, wash me and my iniquity and cleanse me of my sins and my lips. Come on, I acknowledge my transgressions. And do you know there are some who will not even acknowledge their transgressions? It's just throw your own at yourself first. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. I'm in Psalms 51. It says, Jeremiah 2 says, not to care about their faces. Just continue God's mission. When you are really making godly principles throughout your home, because Queens, you carry you are a very important part of the fabric of your home. It goes God, the husband, wife, children. It's oh boy, that's a whole nother level for a whole nother day. Let me leave that there. Because some of you have to do some of you right now, let me do Deborah. Can I do Deborah? Let me do Deborah. Deborah. If you understand, Deborah was a judge. Deborah was a prophetess. Listen, she had to take out the enemy because the head did not want to do it. Queens, oh, that's a whole nother subject by yourself. Deborah's. Because some of you, I said, listen, this is me and my house. I chose to serve the Lord. But everything that's not like it, I'm going to put a peg in the head of that thing. Let me have a sip. And when you made those decisions, look who's in. Look who's out. I'm going to be quiet because this is personal for some of you. And every circumstance is different. Some of you might be in a place where you need to check yourself. And maybe you're in a position where you are putting a check on what's in your house. Woo! Listen. Oh, so my goal today is to address those areas. Now, to those who are by yourself, let me just help you. Let me help you too. Those who may be by yourself, but you still find that there were some spiritual things that are happening that you thought was somebody else, and you find out you by yourself. What's going on with you? Oh, let me have a sip this morning. Ooh. Because a lot of times, we would think that it was this person, that person, this thing. But when you by yourself and them same things are happening, you better check it. Woo! Who? Say who? Ooh. We don't frustrate grace, not a license to sin, and rely on what the cross Jesus paid has already done. Plead the blood. Come on, listen to me. Real talk. It's a woman's movement in the houses and getting ready to clean out their home because God is coming. Baby, He is coming. You know, when this pandemic came, I'm telling you, it was an opportunity to clean house. Now, I know who's in and who's out. It was an opportunity to clean house. And the first thing God had me do, Queens, He had me get it right. Have a seat. I need to talk with you. Not that what you're doing, it's what you're doing is causing me to become. And I needed to deal with it and deal with it now. Let me have a sip. We have to clean out the mess. Real talk. Because the very thing that I didn't want to become, I found myself becoming. Not on this watch. The inner man, Queen. Real talk. The 5 wise. Karen, don't start none. Listen, the 5 wise and the 5 foolish. Listen. Woo! And that season, the pandemic was a season for us to get it together, was to wake up, to see where we real talk. I didn't look at nobody else. I said, please have a seat. I need to get this. And if I done anything offensive and wrong, please forgive me. Hands clean. He said, God made a deal with me 7 months. Now I'm cleaning out the mess from my babies. Come on, Queen. Man, it's all, yes, ma'am. Man, we don't realize how things affect or infect those who are around us. When you think they are not paying attention, looking, and observing, they are. And the infected things that have infected you as the individual start to affect or infect those that are around you. Can I tell you? The time it was a season. Come on, come on, come on. Store up. You got to store up your oil. Real talk, Queen. Listen to me. It is, man. It is. And it is. And whenever you clean up and start cleaning up the mess and God start dealing with those things and getting your houses in order, when things come into it that are not in order, there's something on a frequency, man, that is, listen, it like things are like scattering and hey! Listen, real talk. But remember, we are doing life every day. We're doing life every day. We are in places. We are in places. We are in relationships. We are out of relationships. We are in marriage. You better choose a side. Listen, real talk. We're living real. We're living real life. Having real issues. Having real problems. Making real decisions that affect your life. You gotta pick a side, Queen. How bad do you want what you want? I hear the word rationalizing or rationalization, emotional. Pay attention when the house is clean. Keep it clean. Man, Karen, 7 times worse, Queen. And I'm going to tell you, be very honest, Karen, in 2009, them jokers came packing. And when they came, they almost took my mind. But they came back to see was my house clean. There was something still in the crack. Let me have a sip this morning. Woo! It took 98, 99, 2000, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is 12 years. Let me tell you about, let me do this. Let me just do this. There will wait. The enemy is patient. 12 years. He waited. And Queen, that joker was like a monkey on my back. He had my mind in a vice grip. Woo! He took me places that I didn't even know you could go in the spirits of your mind. 7 times worse. Let me have a sip today. I had to call on one of the generals in the gospel. I need help. Whoa! I need help. Man, do you hear me? At one point, my family thought I had lost my mind. I had needed to go to get my hair done 7 times worse. I'm going to help y'all. Better choose a side. Don't listen. I'm real talk. And maybe today was the day that he come to say, choose a side. There was still a crack. There was still a crack, baby. There was something in there. There was still something there. Took him 12 years. 12. Roaming, looking, seeking. And he wasn't in no hurry. When you thought you had mastered that thing, there was something still in the cracks. Don't stop. Now I'm with me. And I remember going through that process. My hair had got matted to my head. I had literally, real talk, my hair was matted. But I was scared for anybody to touch me. Because I know I had just went to a place. And I needed the right person. Whoa! Listen. So I had to call my hairstylist. Real talk. Man, he came to destroy, kill, seal, and destroy. So, Queens, I called the hairstylist. And I said, listen, I don't know if you can handle this. She was like, what is it, Sister Ross? I said, I've been to a place. My hair is matted. You never see me like this. She was like, I got you. I said, listen, when I come in the building, my hair going to be wrapped up, but I want you to take me in the back room. Please take me to the back and do my hair. She said, I got you. Listen to me, Queens. Woo! She took me to the back. Came out, you never would have known. Real talk. Man. 7 times worse. Some of us wondering why people have made decisions that they have made that you thought, because there was cracks in their buildings, in their home. They still allowed the past to get in and seep in. Real talk, Queens. 7 times worse. Woo! So you a hairstyle, you know, man, real talk, Queen. Real talk. Lakeisha, my hair, it was mad at the spirit, my spiritual mind was jacked up. It was, couldn't even make this in my hair. Real talk. It was 7 times worse. So many people are like, oh, your hair is beautiful. Only if you knew God's deliverance. Woo! Listen. My God. His deliverance. So believe you me, when the pandemic came, was presented with another opportunity, you better choose this day who you gonna serve. Some of you are at your 5th, 6th, 2nd, 3rd, 50 chance. I don't know what chance this is. Listen. You said that was so funny to me right now. I just about to say, people, before you start talking about your hair, I would love the way you rock that. Man, if you won't, man, Queen, listen. Because the enemy came, he came. He came. But what he came against was the spirit of it was my mind. My mind. And once he got access to that point, he had a field day. He went ballistic. Do you hear me? He went, woo! Man, real talk. He would have me hallucinating. Real talk. And I wasn't high on nothing. And then, woo! Listen, Giselle, because what I had to do, I had to learn how to engage. Listen, I had to learn how to engage in the spirit of my mind. Woo! Because God, I'm like, God, you got to crack the code. Woo! He began to tell me who I am in him. He that was in me was greater than he that was in this world. Hey, the inner man, Queen, real talk, can I tell you? Hey, I've given you power, love, and that of a sound mind. Bring it in. Oh, it took time, Queens. So he was raising up from the inside. Not from the outside, but from the inside out. But even in that state, had to pick a side. And God, I chose you. He said, God had not met, and it had me afraid. It had me so afraid. Hallucinating. Scared of the dark. Woo! Real talk. Come on. Not a little bit, but a whole lot. Real talk. And Queen, this one, Satan didn't have the carnal man initially, but there was somewhere in the spiritual realm I had tapped into powers, principalities, and rulers. I was in a cosmic realm. Woo! Only but God. Handle not wasting. This is some real talk. Listen, Queen, I'm telling you, handle or taste not the things of this world. It is not worth it. It is not profitable. It brings no value. And the reason why the enemy comes after you the way he does, because he knows who you are. When you don't know your worth and don't know your value, you will start selling for things. And what happened, I was throwing a temper tantrum. You won't give me none. You won't meet my need. You won't, Throwing a tantrum. I chose God through a tantrum. Listen, come on, listen. Holly Renee, I choose God. Did you hear me? Listen, throwing a tantrum. Caught up in the emotion. Caught up in that carnal piece. Don't start nothing. 7 times worse. I choose God. Giselle, I choose God. Hands down. And right now, I'll sell you out. The dog, the cat. Listen, I will sell you out. Kids, husbands, I will sell you out. Will not be discounted. And that was what happened. If you don't know your worth, you will start compromising, doing things that are illegal. And that is real talk. When you don't understand your worth, you'll start making decisions to make just to appease your conscience, real talk. But when you know your worth, you'll stand your ground. When you know your worth, this is why God said, I am. This we declare it every day. I am what God says I am. I can do what God says I can do, because now you don't have to discount who you, listen to me, real talk, who you are. But if you don't understand your worth, man, you'll listen to Billy Bob and you know me how to say, and Shayla and them. You hear me? Real talk. But this morning, I think about Lot's wife. She kept looking back. And she turned to a pillar of salt. What decisions you need to make today, Queen? Some of your decisions that's going to affect, but are you willing to do what you got to do? And this, I think today I'm wearing, and this is how when I start making those decisions, principal decisions. People walked off, things left, people left, period. Bottom line. The things that I used to have, I didn't have them anymore. I'm going to help somebody today. So this is how I learned to use what you got till I got where I was going. With or without you. Whether you're going to help me in this thing or not. Whether you're going to roll with me or not. Whether you got my back or not. Whether you judge me or not. I still choose God. Queens, real talk. When I needed the help, where I thought I was going to get the help from, their words to me were, you ain't had no business. Oh, you ain't had no business. No, I didn't have any business. I don't need your assistance, nor your help. I don't need your assistance. Not in this one. Because that's how you going to help me fight and help me do this thing. It's me and God. And we went. Those were my decisions based on circumstances. Real talk. But you're going to have to choose. You're going to have to choose. So choose ye today who you gonna serve. I don't care. Listen, he said in his word, no one is fit to work in their hands to the, listen, no one is fit to work in their hands to the plow. Who's my mother? Who's my brother? Except those who do the will of me. Let me have a sip this morning. Let me have a, you know what, though, Karen? I got to get up out of it because we're ready to go. We get ready to go over on Tickety Talk and do 30 minutes of walking out self-love. But Karen, who is my brother? Woo! Who is my mother? Don't start now. Except for those who do the will of God. Queen, real talk. You got some who's saying that your brother, sip, don't start. You know what? Don't start nothing, Holly Renee. Look, we call this meme time when we do our little meme or our griff. Ooh. Listen. We'll sell you out. Real talk. Who is your mother? Who is your brother? Who? And for some, that's a hard pill to swallow. That's hard. It's hard. It's hard. You got to pick a side. You got to pick a side. You got to pick a side. And some who say that your sister and your brother, even in the, because real talk, can I just do this for some of you who, and God gave me this revelation as well. You know, maybe you're married, been married, whatever the case may be. But at the end of this thing, it's just going to be you. They're going to be your brother, your sister. Let me have a sip. Because we're going back. Woo! Had to live it now. Real talk, Queen. Real talk. Gotta live it now. Jesus is the true husband man. Because those I can't, not today. I got to get up out of here. But listen, go back over Joshua 24:15. If serving the Lord you find undesirable, in other words, get gone. If you find it undesirable, go and do what you got to do. But for me and my house, we're serving the Lord. Had to live it. Real talk, Queen. Listen. What you say, Jackie? Make it $50 a month, but you can't more. No, you make more. God free, bless his powers. And that's why you got to know who you are so you will not be used. You will not be compromised. If you think you got to die to go to heaven, oh, Queen, no, you can be right here. You can be right here walking zombie, just as dead as two left shoes, spiritually dead, as we all were before coming into the kingdom of God. Can I tell you? But today, Queen, this is your life. You choose. Just choose the principles of God. And this is what I always say. I says, if the two people are persons, doesn't matter who, if we're all if you're making decisions to the principle of God, even though in a rough patch, but if you're making godly decisions, I should see you at I should see you. God, real talk. Already said in his word, mother against daughter, queens, you know what? Living it now. Let me have a sip this morning. Don't start on. Listen. Will these dry bones live? Real talk. Mothers against daughters. Daughters against fathers. Parents. You know what? You're going to have me run up out this room. I decided that me and my house. Good morning, Tess. I love you. Listen. Love you. We're going to serve. And can I tell you, Queen? Let that thing start with you. Let it start with you. Real talk. Let it start with you. Because everybody's going to make their own decisions. Mother, father, sister, husband, wife. Everybody's gonna make everybody's gonna make their own decisions. Real talk. Every single time, Queen, deep calls into deep. Says, I can grab heaven, and you can. He said, as it is in heaven, as it is in earth. Whatever loose on earth is loose in heaven. What's bound, Queen, you can. Absolutely. Call those things as not as though they are. Real talk. And he's a present help in the time of trouble. But Queen, you got to let him help you. You got to let him help you. You got to let him in. Let him in. Let him in. There is so much to this, but if you abide in him, he'll abide in you. Real talk. Real talk, Queen. Real talk. You abide in him, he will. You better pick a side. Maybe you need to look at your circumstance right now and be like, I'm sorry, but not sorry. But I got to make this decision. I have to make this kingdom decision for my life. It's not personal. This is not personal. But you got to be willing to take what comes with the process of you making your decision. Do you hear me? You have to be willing to go through the process. Yeah, you might lose a piece of your income, but God will provide. Because now you're making a decision that is kingdom-based and not financially based. Let me have a sip this morning. I'm up somebody's tree this morning because you've been living there like that too long. And you know what is righteous to do. He said, you're going to have to pick a side. Why is he coming like this morning? Because he's coming. Guys, Christ is coming. He's coming. Is it worth it? He's coming. You got to pick a side. Lord, he's coming. Now, I have my own little thing I want to say this morning. He said, no, tell him I said, pick a side. You got to choose. You got to choose. And some of you right now know what you need to do, but you are afraid. He didn't give you the spirit of fear, and you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Promise you. Listen, there is no other way. It says, for those that are high, so through the door, no way you are a thief or a robber. Listen, no, there is, no excuses. Queens, I got my little, look, use what you got till you get where you're going. That means there is no excuse. Man, don't start now, Karen. There is no excuses. Can I tell you, real talk, you'll learn to use what you got until you get where you're going, and you will trust God in the process. And this is real talk. Look, do what you have to do. Real talk. Because what happens is, what other people do in your sphere, it affects you. You think it doesn't. It's going to affect you or infect you. And that's real talk. Yes, indeed. Sometimes you're trying to get to a place. Two of you. I'm doing, but you can't get there. It seems like you always seem like there's a delay or a drop back or a setup somewhere along the process. You two got to pick a side. You're going to have to choose a side. Somebody doing like this, one wise, one foolish. It looks like you're walking in the green, but somebody's choices is affecting your progress. Somebody's choices is affecting your marriage. Somebody's choices are affecting, whoa! Listen. Somebody's choices. Turn back, run back. His arms are always open. Real talk. Wonder why you can't get ahead. Bring that. You're going to choose a side. And maybe you're going to have to make that hard decision today. Because I don't care how good it looks on the inside, outside. What's going on in the inside? I got to get up out of here. Y'all meet me over on TikTok. I've been on YouTube and Facebook for an hour and a half. I'm not fooling with y'all today. Listen, guys, make sure you come over TikTok 30 minutes. I got to get up over there. 30 minutes of walking it out. But make sure you pick a side today. Woo! And I know for some of you, Father God, may you keep them and strengthen them while they make the decision that needs to be made. In the name of Jesus. I'm going to tell you, I'm in a place right now, I am mad about none of the decisions that's been made. Not one. Uncomfortable, yes. But I am not mad. I am not mad. I am not mad. Could have been better? Absolutely. But I am not mad. Oop, not one iota. Because I know what I've been praying for. Woo! Anything that's not like you. Up in here. Up in here. Get rid of it. Personally and collectively. God, oh, let me have a sip this morning. Oops. Because me and my house. You see that song by Wayne Family, Tomorrow? Who promised you today to choose today? Because tomorrow isn't promised. Ooh! Don't start, Karen. Listen. Choose ye this day who you gonna serve. Tomorrow is not promised. Queens, I gotta get up out of here. And kings. Know that I love you right here on Queen Rise Up. You guys join me for 30 minutes of self-love. Listen to me, loving yourself. And you making a decision and making that choice is part of self-love. Making that hard choice. Making that decision between that right, that wrong, that righteous and that unrighteousness. You. Don't be waiting on them to make it. You make it. It may move them up or move them on, move them up or move them out. But you make it. God got you. Real talk. You're the game changer, Queen. Change that thing up. It's on you. Y'all know that I love you. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you guys, you guys want to give Queen Rise Up #1 at Queen Rise Up #1 for the Cash App. But what I would like you guys to do, check out Queen Rise Up apparel and choose. Start here. Multiple options to choose from. And all you have to do is inbox me for details. And one of my favorites that I love tremendously. That's my favorite. Queen said it's my favorite. That is my favorite. That is my favorite. It's also beautiful on white as well. Absolutely beautiful. And you use what you got until you get where you're going. Queens, I love you. I'll see you on TikTok. You know how we do at 9:45 for 30 minutes of walking it out, 30 minutes of self-love. Know that I love you. I can and I will. Know that I love you guys.